Amazing story coming out of NBC News. John Kerry overheard talking in a hotel in Iowa on the phone, saying about how Joe Biden's going to blow it and Bernie's going to win. So that's enormous news. Huge news. His own camp knows it. He's totally screwed. And by the way, the people that know Joe Biden are the most worried about him. Look at John Kerry, who's working as a surrogate for Biden right now, saying this. Former Secretary of State, obviously former senator. And not only that, remember Obama said, don't vote for old men in politics. He partly means Bernie, but he also means Biden. They know something we don't know, and what we know about Biden's already disastrous. So, and then the betrayal gets worse. John Kerry apparently telling the person he's on the phone with that once Biden blows it to Bernie, that John Kerry might get in the race against both of them. Holy cow. I mean, you want to talk about treachery. Now, not only that, so that's an unbelievable betrayal of Joe Biden, but it gets worse. What he says on the phone, apparently, this is according to NBC News, is he says, I'm talking to the venture capitalists, and they could raise a couple of $1 million for me, because now they know Bernie can win. Wow, look at that amazing admission. So, yes, Democratic leadership like John Kerry is in the tank with the bankers, with all the finance guys, the venture capitalists, etc. Yes, they're all panicked about Bernie winning. Yes, they think Bernie is going to win. And yes, they are corrupt. They are corrupt. And so he says, well, the downside is, well, I got to make sure that I don't do Bank of America. How's this funny? This is America in the background, by the way, or California at least. He says, I got to make sure that I get off the board of Bank of America. In other words, that people don't catch me being actually working for the banks, actually working for financial interests, actually working for Wall Street. And I got to stop giving paid speeches. Oh, shucks. I was making so much money off the corruption. But all of us corrupt people decided, well, we got to make sure the bankers win and Bernie doesn't win and the average Democratic voter doesn't win. So I got to get in the race on behalf of the bankers. That's basically what he's saying. Now, of course, when he's caught, he's denying and going, oh, no, of course not. I believe my friend Joe Biden can win, of course. Me thinking about getting in the race, of course not. No, except they did hear you. And apparently you did say it. But to me, look, as you can tell, I'm quite livid about this. And guys, Iowa is tomorrow. Iowa is tomorrow. We're covering the election on the show. Do not miss a minute of it. TYT.com or YouTube.com/TYT. We got the live show first, 3 to 5 p.m., and then we go straight into election coverage because results are coming in. Okay, this is everything. We're about to decide the fate of the Democratic Party, this country, and honestly, it's not an exaggeration to say, to some degree, the fate of the world. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Democratic leaders working with bankers thinking, oh no, the Democratic voters have made up their mind. They're going to go for Bernie. Let's betray Biden. Let's betray Bernie. And let's betray the Democratic voters to make sure the bankers are still in charge. Apparently, that's who John Kerry is. And that's who a lot of the Democratic leadership is. Remember, New York Times, even the New York Times, ran a story about how donors were secretly meeting with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer about how to make sure Bernie Sanders doesn't win. All of the wealthy, all of the powerful are against Bernie Sanders, the average American, and the Democratic voter. Sad day for them. Democracy is coming. Justice is coming. It starts tomorrow. Make sure that their plots against Democratic voters fails. Their plots to put the bankers and the powerful and the wealthy back in charge fails. No Bloomberg, no Biden, no Kerry, none of these guys. Let's go Bernie, and let's go right now. If you're in Iowa, you better vote, okay? And then New Hampshire's next. We got to win this thing. We got it. They are panicked. They're worried. We're about to win. A progressive can be president of the United States. Let's go do this right now.